I will talk myself out of hitting on a woman just because of the humiliation factor.
To interact and be social is a must, because we as human beings were genetically made to interact with other human beings.
The rebound, at least the rebound is one thing, but you're less than the rebound. You're being something that's used to make the previous person jealous, and that's which kind of sucks.
With several billion members, the human race is divided in two distinct sexes, male and female. While men are simple creatures requiring only the most rudimentary of emotional needs to be satisfied, there is a subgroup classified as the nice guy, a dying breed of chivalrous, romantic, domesticated gentlemen whose qualities are desired by the opposite sex. Allegedly. However, they are dismissed, scoffed, and confined in such concepts as the bestie, work husband, and the dreaded friend zone.
You don't think this is a little bit too dramatic? Just let it happen.
Joe and Jason are the last of the nice guys.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Like you fell off a cliff for a minute. I'm like, okay, where's he going with this?
What's up, guys? Welcome to another fantastic fucking episode.
Damn.
Of the Last of the Nice Guys. I
Last of the Nice Guys.
am one half of your host, Joe. With me is
Jason.
And we want to thank you once again for joining and tuning in.
We are Last of the Nice Guys.
I don't listen. They already fucking know, man. They know the title.
I know, but they would appreciate a little bit of like continuity, a little bit of professionalism.
Yeah, okay.
They'd appreciate that. I'd appreciate that.
I'd appreciate something else too, but I'm not going to say it.
Well,
so anyway,
I would have told you to get engaged. Too soon? Sorry. I apologize.
Anyway, welcome, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We have an interesting topic today. This time, it's actually Jason's turn to give out the fantastic topic because he informed me that he has a spicy one, apparently.
I never said it was spicy whatsoever. We have a long list of old topics that I have sent to our emails. The email is lastoftheniceguys@yahoo.com. You email us, and I'm just going down to the past and saying, what haven't we done that we should have done? So
what haven't we done? What haven't we
But
fucking
before we get to today's topic, we have several comments because, of course, Joe and I pre-record these things in advance, so your comments have to come few and far in between. We just throw them right into the lump sum. So I posted on our Instagram, that's Last Nice Guys. That's our Instagram, Last Nice Guys. It was a meme, not a meme per se, but a post. It was a picture of Jason Statham and some girl. I don't remember her face. The face looks familiar, but I don't know. Anyway, it says, if my man pays for lunch, I pay for dinner. If he pays for the movie tickets, I buy snacks. If he buys me a shoe, I'll buy him a nice suit. If he's having a rough day, I'll help him out, 50-50. Stop expecting to be treated like a queen while you're not treating him like a king. And so that was the comment that I put up there. And I threw up there for a reason because of, a lot of these women on these dating sites are like, spoil me this or treat me like a princess that. I'm just like, what? Those are immediate swipe lefts for me. Because I'm just like, no, you're materialistic. You just want to be you're looking for a sugar daddy. But whatever, that's just me. So anyway.
Free meal.
So that was put up on our Instagram, again, at Last Nice Guys. And a woman, she wrote 3, said, well, if he's not being supportive, what's the point? And I said, I don't remember exactly what I said to her, but I remember saying, but that's not what I'm saying. It's saying 50-50, which means you're implying that he is doing his part. So he's basically saying is if he's doing his part, you should be doing your part. So yeah, if he's not being supportive, then you don't do your part. Very simple. But it says 50-50, implying that He's doing his part, you're doing your part. And it actually even says it in here. If my man does this, I do this. If he does this, I do this. So
Right.
it's not saying women step it up, you need to treat men better, without saying, well, men, they got to do what they need to do. What we are saying is women, what I believe this post is trying to say is that women have too much expectations from men with absolutely no expectations upon themselves. They don't want to bring anything to the table. They want to see what you bring to the table, because for some reason women believe that men have to what's the word I want to use?
Men have to.
What's the word? Impress them, not other way around. Just
Right.
taking you out doesn't mean that you're not on trial too. You need to impress us as well.
Right.
It's a two-way street, no matter who's paying and who's doing it.
Right.
So all the post is trying to say is that dating, courting, relationships, marriage, engaged, it should be 50-50. It should be a team effort. It shouldn't be one side or the other. So thank you for your comment, woman. She wrote 3, but I'm saying that I'm assuming the man is doing his part. We expect the women to do their part too.
I believe that was our friend Jessica.
Yes.
I think. Yes, it was.
Yes.
Okay. Great.
Yes. Jessica, she's awesome.
Yes. Shout out to Jessica. You're awesome.
You are awesome. My homie, Jonathan Estrada, he goes, sounds good in theory, but if you aren't taking care of everything as the man from the beginning, some women, and he put in parentheses, girls, will see that as negative. But I agree with this. It needs to be 50-50. And that's exactly how I feel. Thank you, Jonathan, for commenting.
Clarifying that too.
Yeah, on the same thing. It's true that even if you come in the mentality saying it should be 50-50, if you bring that up to a woman at first, they'll be like, no, man, that's not how it works. You got to be able to hold me down. I'll hold you down after you hold me down, kind of thing, which is kind of weird. So
some women don't like that too, by the way.
No, some women don't. Some women don't. But it's true. In the beginning, if a man, a good guy, stand-up gentleman says, hey, listen, this is what I'm going to do. What are you going to do? What are you doing for me? And this is what I'm doing for you.
Right.
It doesn't come off as right. The women seem to be, that kind of behavior is reserved for like engaged marriage when you're
right.
Together. But up front in the beginning, if I said, hey, check it out, let's go on a date. Let me pay for half the night. You pay for the other half of the night, or you plan half the night.
And this shit usually happens in the beginning of like.
I gotta turn that off. Sorry, guys.
You gotta Speaking of the devil. Oh, speaking of the devil, he got somebody. Probably it's probably some guy. Anyway,
Jasper, I'll text you later. So but no, so I totally agree. In the beginning, some women and a lot of girls, if you're not taking them out, if you're not whining, dining them, if you're not whatever. And it's very rare. I can't tell you the last time. I think a woman once asked me out to take me out once, and I was stupidly declined because I was chasing after somebody else, which is stupid.
Right.
As me. But it only happened one time. It's not the norm. If you find a woman who's willing to take you out because they like you too, that'd be great. That's a keeper.
That is a keeper. But as a keeper, that is a keeper
because she understands and she respects you enough and she likes you too. She's willing to take you out.
It's the understanding that the woman has to have. Normally, you can pick that up in the beginning.
Yeah.
Normally, you can pick it up in the beginning, but if she happens to kind of like hide that trait of hers, very well, then I feel bad for you because you're probably going to fall for the materialistic mumbo jumbo.
Exactly. On the same post, my man Chris Temp, he says real talk. So. He commented on that too, so thanks, Chris Temp. If you guys watched our previous episode, I forget which one it was. Which episode was that? Let me look back on our file right now. Episode 19, the first date. We actually played a clip from Moppy Bottoms, and he actually commented. He contacted us, and he's like, "Hey, this is Matt, Moppy Bottoms. I just heard your podcast about first dates, and just wanted to thank you guys for allowing me to be part of your show. Dating is super hard, and bringing awareness of proper dating ethics is super needed in today's culture. Thank you guys so much." So, Moppy Bottoms, thank you so much for allowing us to, for I would say allowing us, but for indulging us, in using your audio.
Yeah,
not a lot
I had a good laugh with that clip.
Yeah, it was a really good clip, and I'm glad as a creator that not only appreciated us using it, but also trying to. So thank you, Matt. Again, guys, go on TikTok. It's Moppy Bottoms, MoppyBottoms, and he said basically even text back. He's got more first date stories to tell you guys. So you guys should check it out.
Yes.
because the guy's hilarious. Maybe
Very funny. Very, very funny.
if at all possible, let's see if we can get him on a future podcast. That'd be great
If
to
he'd
tell
like
some
to,
stories.
if he would like to be on it, I would indulge.
Yeah, I would love to come and ask him if he'd like to join us. So maybe we'll get that going. So Moppy Bottoms, if you're listening, contact us. We'd love to have you on, or I'll just contact you because we'd love to have you on. It'd be great. All right. So a new listener, which is quite funny. Where is it? I have two emails. I'm just trying to see which one is the right one. There it is. Man. Okay, he's a new listener. He's a good friend of another podcast that we're involved in. He
Man.
Yes, Man. You met Man on the
Yeah,
Council of Men. Yes,
good guy.
Hey, there you
good
go,
guy.
guys. Council. You actually see him on the Council of Men, episode 22, last episode.
Yeah.
So check it
Good
out.
guy.
So he actually commented on our Blue Balls episode. Blue Balls episode was episode 20. He goes, "It does exist. I've experienced the pain several times. I haven't seen the bluish tinge or anything, but it happens. I never used it to get action, and I have my own horror stories that goes with this. LOL, Joe, no worries. I won't slut shame you." He goes, LOL at 14 minutes and 48 seconds. Now we know why Jay is still single. I don't know what I said, 14 minutes, 48 seconds, but I want to check it. He said, hide your kids, hide your wife. Women love wine. Mostly thoughts want the hard stuff. Which I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. I think I met a lot of women, decent women who love them some hard mixed drinks. There are a few cool ones that are okay with Jack. That's true. See, there we go. And not doing anything or making the move causes confusion if the woman's actually into it. It can oftentimes have them think you're gay or not into them because you didn't make a move or take charge.
Right.
It happened to me several times. Ugh, Joe, you got swindled. You donated to another man's gender reveal party. And yes, I know the blue balls thing. I know that blue balls are a thing. I've even been asked by a few concerned females in the past about it. Hello, Joe, you ended it for both of us. So yeah, see, Man, when Man emails you, he throws everything in there, and if unfortunately for us, it's been so long, I don't even know what he's referring to in some of these things.
No. You know, I feel like the episode was like a gag episode.
It was a gag episode.
Yeah,
it was.
you know,
It was a gag episode. But
it was still fun though because
it
of the
was
fact
fun.
that like
It was fun.
no one ever talks about that. I guess condition. So
exactly. So
no one talks
but
about
according to Man, it's the real deal. He's felt it. He's not seen the blueness, but he's felt it.
Man, I'm sorry that you felt that.
I call bullshit because I'm telling you right now, it's uncomfortable, but it doesn't ever hurt. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with your boys. Maybe you give them some more TLC. I don't know. But thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. I didn't even know he started listening. I think his first episode listening to us was the Blue Balls episode. He probably saw it and was like, "Ooh, I want to see what this is about."
Exactly. He's like, I can relate. Let me go fucking chime in with my 2 cents.
So even though Man actually was part of the Council of Men episode 22, you guys really should check it out. It was 9 of us or 8 of us, and it was interesting. It was interesting, and you get a commentary before and after by me and Joe. So it's a good listen. If you haven't listened to it, check it out. It's the first Council of Men. Hopefully not the last Council of Men. Is Chivalry Dead? Man says, "What's up, guys?" He basically took your your opening. I just wanted to
know what to say.
Thanks again for having me as part of that episode. I had fun. There was so much I had to say, but I had to give everyone a chance to voice themselves. Chivalry is dying out because of these older men who are playing around in their pasts. Had a daughter and then taught their daughters not to fall for the games of men. The issue is that they weren't taught to see the difference between game and being nice and chivalrous. Currently in my marriage, currently in the middle of a divorce. Oh shit. That just fucking threw me off. He said he's currently in my marriage and he put it in parentheses, currently in the middle of a divorce. Damn. Just went in. Sorry, man. You threw me off.
My face kind of lit up a little bit.
Yeah, did you see that? I was like, oh shit.
Being
chivalrous is something that's constantly overlooked, especially when it comes to doing something that I wanted to do that came from within me, rather than doing what she wanted or expected. And because of this, nothing is appreciated. It comes to a point that whenever I want to be chivalrous, something happens that makes me to take it back. It sucks because I'm a very affectionate guy, and all that is looked for is what I can do for her or what I'm doing for her is what she wanted. And if I ever did what she wanted, I get the "What do you want?" or "What did you do?" Being nice is always misconstrued nowadays. So it's hard to decipher when it is appropriate to do it. See, there we go. It's hard to decipher when it's appropriate to do it. It's hard to decipher when it's appropriate to be a nice guy. Can you believe this shit? When women say there's no good men anymore, and they always say this, okay? I see the posts, I see the memes, I hear the videos. Come on. When women say there's no good men anymore, are saying that about the type of men they're only attracted to and they attract. They refuse to get out of the tunnel vision because of the fear and awkwardness towards chivalrous acts. I was mistaken as a gay man because I was being a gentleman when it came to certain things twice, and now I'm just biding my time until the next adventure. Being single isn't that bad. LOL. Man, I've never heard something truer emailed to us or stated to us that hasn't come out of our own mouths. We need to get you back on this podcast because you feeling us.
Yeah.
He hit it right on the nail.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
My sexuality has been called into question before because of how I am, because of pulling out chairs and holding doors and opening car doors.
Yeah.
Yes. For not making a move on a woman on the first date. Yes, I have. It hasn't been recently, but it has happened where my sexuality was called into question because God forbid he was nice. He dressed up. He was very, very, very sweet. He opened the door for me. He didn't try and kiss me or whatever at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? I'm the kind of dude, at least I used to be, where I would ask permission. Can I kiss you? I would ask because A, it avoid the awkward situation, and B, it showed respect. Can I kiss you?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have not recently. I'm sorry.
Recently.
Not obviously not recently.
When
I was when you can get me killed. When I was single, yes, I actually mentioned or said that question a few times where I was like, oh yeah, can I kiss you? I know that sounds kind of like a little bit lame, but surprisingly, it actually worked.
It does work. Some girls appreciate it. Others are just like,
like dumbfounded. Yeah,
dumbfounded or don't be such a pussy or whatever like that.
Right.
Like okay, here's a good example. The woman who I guess to this day I still claim to be my, that was my soulmate. That was like the one I thought was the one. The first time we hooked up, I couldn't make a move for the life of me. A, I didn't even know I had that opportunity. B, it was after her big party I threw for her at like a friggin' balcony, friggin' like hotel room, and we ended up spending the night together there. I was spending the night because I paid for the freaking room. I didn't think she was spending the night. Plus, I needed to clean up everything. So we're in the bed together, but I'm like, we're cool. I mean, I thought we were on like a Jason and Holly tip kind of thing. I mean, it was an attraction for me to her.
Right.
I just didn't see anything. So we're laying together, and she's just staring at me, and I'm staring at her. And I just thought she was really grateful for the party that I threw for her, because I threw it for all her friends. And she just looked at me, I'm looking at her. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. She just rolls over. And I said, okay, well, I kiss her on her right here, what I'm saying? Just as a good night, I'm glad you had a good time. And all I heard was, that's it? I was just like, I'm sorry. That's all. She rolls over. That's all you're going to do? I'm like, is there more? I was supposed to do more? And you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was the first time we slept together, but I wasn't making a move. I didn't think I was even in there like that. And even if I felt like I was going to make a move, I would have probably inquired, hey, is this okay? Or something like that. Because
right. Well, I mean, you didn't really like know.
No, I didn't. I didn't know. I didn't know.
There was no signs. There was nothing to.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you call signs. Because for me, some guys are like, that's a sign. For me, it's like, is it really? I'll second guess it, because for me, rejection isn't. I don't take. It's not that I take rejection poorly, but it's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? It's really embarrassing to be rejected, especially when you got the wrong signal. So I tend to, for that friendship that I had with her, I didn't want to get the wrong signal, screw it up, and know that not that the friendship would be ruined, not by her, but because I'd be awkward. I'd feel awkward afterwards. I'd feel embarrassed. I hate feeling embarrassed. I hate feeling humiliated. I'm telling you, I hate that feeling. It's terrible.
Right.
So the fear of rejection for me isn't about being rejected and oh my God, my heart. No, it's more of the embarrassment. It's more the damn, especially if I have to see you again. Yeah, that's why I will talk myself out of hitting on a woman just because of the humiliation factor. I don't like that feeling. It's like stage fright.
Yeah, I can relate.
Right.
I think in that instance though, if I was you, if that was me, in that situation, given the fact that my mindset was different back then than it is now, obviously, I probably would have played it out a little different. Only because I'm me, and
Well, yeah,
I would have.
because you're a pig, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
back then
you're
I
a pig.
was.
Yeah,
Of
you
course I
probably
was.
you probably just grabbed him and said take it all, bitch. So you see, that's it. He doesn't deny. He doesn't deny, ladies and gentlemen. All right,
That's
so
exactly.
that's it for the comments. Thank you guys so much for commenting on our Instagram. It looks like Instagram is a spot where you guys like to comment, but
Yeah.
we get 2 emails. So by all means, follow us on Twitter. That's at Last Nice Guys. Instagram at Last Nice Guys. Email us at lastniceguys@yahoo.com and tell us, do what Man did. Give us some deep stuff. Give us an email. We're gonna commiserate with you because we're all in it together. We are. And
That was a fucking good email
it
by me.
was a good email. The
That was a
second
good
one was
email.
he really just like for the second email to go that deep.
Yeah.
And man, I mean, and it's squeezed a bit thought that we were bold by putting ourselves out there. And man here second email is like, yo, getting divorced, niggas. Like, damn. So mad respect for you, man. I had no idea you're going through that. We need to holla. I mean, because I was never married, but
we need to support you as well.
Yeah,
man, 'cause
yeah, we
that's
do,
kind
we
of
do,
like
we do.
going through a rough time for a lot of people in that
we need to
situation.
get on a Zoom meeting together and just all start drinking something serious and just press record and see what happens.
That would
we'll
be-
call Last and Nice Guys After Hours. All right, let's move on to today's topic. Today's topic is 7 brutally honest reasons why you're still single. Now, this article comes from thoughtcatalog.com. Not
Oof.
thought, like thoughtcatalog.com.
Thought,
Like
not
I had a
thought.
Not thought.
But you just
Like
it sounds like you said the same thing.
No, with your mom. No, it's thoughtcatalog.com. I'm thinking. Are you thinking something? You thought something. Thought.
Okay, so say
Not
thought. Say thought.
Thought.
Okay,
thought.
you didn't say that though.
Kiss my ass. 7 brutally honest reasons why you're still single. Now, this article is from October 9th, 2018. It was a while ago I had this. So you guys have to look it up. So anyway, I'm just going to read these down. We're going to discuss it and go through it. So number 1, you don't go out much. So I agree. Absolutely. If you don't go outside, you don't put yourself out there to meet people, you're never going to meet anybody. Now,
I kind of both disagree and agree with
explain.
that. I mean, you don't have to go outside to find dates or
You
women.
don't have to go outside to find us, but you should.
Right. No. And yes. No.
And mind you, this article is pre-corona time, so understand it's pre-corona time.
Yeah.
But
Ooh,
still get out there
corona.
with it. So pre-corona time, okay?
Hoax.
Oh.
So I agree with it that yes, you do need to go out. I think going out to interact and be social is a must because we as human beings were genetically made to interact with other human
Correct.
beings. However, if you're talking about like the introvert who kind of like doesn't want to go out or be social, you can still kind of find people on apps or online. If you're going for just like the talking through the online aspect and dating.
Right.
But I'm saying
it's not a real relationship. You don't get
it's not. It's not.
If
But
you stick online, you're not gonna get a relationship. You've got to eventually bring it out into the open. You've got to meet people and meet friends of friends of friends. Because one of the best ways, there's 2 best ways in my opinion, you meet people and get into relationships. By friends of friends and at work. Those because that's social interaction and you cannot help who you will connect with during social interaction.
I guess I'm the loser because I found my fiance on an app.
Well, you what? I didn't know that. What app?
I didn't tell you?
No, you did not tell me. You never told me you met her.
I found her on Bumble.
Really? See,
Yeah.
Bumble for me is a higher quality app. No, don't laugh. Because here's the thing. Bumble, you can swipe left and swipe right, but it forces the women to make the first move. And I like that.
Right.
Which is also kind of annoying because I'll match with somebody and then they won't message me. So I'm like, why do we match? Like,
Right. Yeah,
So-
we hit it off and literally we hit it off on the week, and that same weekend we ended up having our first date in like Park Slope in Brooklyn.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You know what? It would be a great future episode. You telling the first time y'all met or how
God.
That'd be great. That'd be a great first episode. I'll
It
just
would
sit
be
here.
it would be a comedy episode as well, too.
That's my point. I mean, anything that has to do with you is hilarious. All right, number 2, you haven't moved on from your ex. That's a no-brainer. I mean,
Oh, yeah, no,
if you're
yeah.
still pining for your ex, you know.
You know how I feel about that. Yeah, that's
Oh yeah, I know how you feel about that. I know how I feel about that. About how you feel about that.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yes. But and when I say moved on from your ex, there's a difference between still pining after them or still hurt by them or them holding a place in your heart. There are a few exes that will always have a place here. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean I haven't moved on from them. It just means that they were above and beyond. They were exceptional. They'll be here. I mean, for Christ's sake, the same girl I was just talking about, without that relationship, without that connection, and without that breakup, this studio wouldn't exist. So anything I do with this studio, anything, even call myself Vibe or Vibe Remission Studios, it all comes from that relationship.
Experiences, yeah.
It doesn't mean I haven't moved on, but it does mean it was an exceptional moment in my life, and that keeps me grounded, and it altered the course of my life. So when it says you haven't moved on, it literally means that you're still trying to be in contact with them. You're stalking them on social media, and a lot of chicks that used to either have something with me or didn't have anything with me or had a hit and miss. They're all on my social media. It's the weirdest thing. Like you don't want me, but you want to follow my world, and wonder if I'm happy or moved on or if I'm still available. I don't get it. But anyway, that's the social media stalking episode. One of the first episodes that we actually had. You should listen to it. So it says take a step back. And for your own self, and reclaim your independence, so you're ready to meet somebody. So moving on from your ex.
Yeah, that's a very hit in the heart type thing for me.
Yeah.
Topic. Because
you're engaged and you haven't moved on. I get you.
No, you.
That's a joke. That's a joke. Allegedly.
Shit. Exactly. You're dumb. You're a dumbass. Anyway, I have a very soft spot for that because I've had previous relationships where I have had to end them, or they ended, period, because of that whole clinging on and remembering the ex. I think that's for me, it's such a no-no for me because I've had bad experiences about it. So it kind of gives me, honestly, mentally, it gives me kind of anxiety to think about it because that's how bad it is for me. I know it sounds maybe not. Everyone's different, but for me, it gives me literally a lot of anxiety to think about that because when you know that you're with somebody and you're especially committed, which is the worst part, and you're committed with them, with that current person that you're with, you have to realize that they had a commitment, either a short commitment or a long one with the person before you, and they gave their mental and probably and most likely physical self to that person. So to revert back to the person, to that individual that you used to be with, it's bad. I can't describe any other word except for really fucking terrible. Especially if you physically gave yourself to that person.
Yeah.
And you're still talking or dealing with, the current relationship you're in. I can tell you almost 90%, I would hope at least, that current relationship will not work. I mean, it wouldn't work for me. That's an automatic no. I don't care how fucking long we.
It would make you ask you. It would ask the question. It would beg the question: why are you even trying to meet somebody new if you're still like that?
That's my point exactly.
What is the point? And sometimes it's just to get a rise out of that original person.
Right. Right.
I wouldn't call you. I mean, the rebound. At least the rebound is one thing, but you're less than the rebound. You're being something that's used to make the previous person jealous, and which kind of sucks. So if you're hung up on your past, that you have no business dating, at all. At least till you let that go. Because I'm just saying. So number 3, you're nitpicky, and that is a very special. Now I'm not saying being selective. I'm not saying having standards, but I'm saying nitpicky. You need to have everything a certain way, or somebody or a dude will turn you off for a little thing compared to all the other things. That is crazy because I have known some women where I was perfect except I had kids, or I was perfect except you're too short, or you'd be perfect except no, seriously, and well, you're 5'4", but when I wear heels I'm 5'6", 5'7". I'm like, okay, so what? I work platforms.
I can
So,
name several nitpicking
Go for it.
examples with my current I'm currently, for the viewers who don't know who's first episode watching, I'm currently engaged and I
For
have been
now.
engaged for like
He flicked me the bird.
for about at least 2 years. No, a year. I'm sorry. Is it 2 years? Fuck.
He's been engaged for at least 2 years.
I think it's been like a year. I'm sorry. I think it's been like a year and some change. That's so terrible. That I forgot. I fucking forgot. But anyway,
you know what your anniversary date is?
yeah, no, that I do.
Okay.
It's actually on April Fools.
Sounds about right. Because it sounds like you getting engaged while I'm still single is a joke. So.
No, your fucking life is a joke. Anyway,
oh, shit.
he knows I love him. He knows I love him. No, I have several examples. My fiance nitpicks like at least about 5 or 6 things that I do. And you know what? I don't know if it's because of his sensitivity on her part or being overly emotional. Maybe that's my nitpick thing with her. I don't know, but I seem to think, and I'm going to get a lot of backlash from this, and we're probably going to get a lot of emails from this comment I'm about to say, but I feel like women are overly emotional probably 90% of the time. Again, we're probably going to get a lot of backlash for that shit.
You're going to get backlash. I have not co-signed on any of this shit.
Jason co-signed with me. He gave me a thumbs up.
Not
and
co-signed.
So,
I have not co-signed on
I really think that like there are certain things. Nitpicking is such like that's another little small tactic that can turn into a big chaotic fucking disaster in a relationship. I speak a certain way, and this is an example. I speak a certain way to my fiance. I come off as aggressive. I'm not. I seem to think that I'm a naturally aggressive person at times, but I'm not doing it as a.
What you're saying is you verbally abuse your.
No, I don't. So
he said no.
I don't know. I don't verbally abuse her. I don't physically abuse her. I do know that the aggressive comment from her came at least a couple of times in that relationship. Oh, you're being too aggressive towards me, and I'm like, all I wanted to say, all I told you was that we're gonna go fucking take the car instead of walking.
I'm pretty sure that's not how it came out. You're probably like, yo, okay, we're going to take this car, right?
No, I can't even say.
You got a problem with that?
I know, not even. I can't even. First of all, I can't even say the word yo. Because if I say the word yo, I get scolded as being not my own skin color. Which is weird to me because it's like, you're from Brooklyn, New York. You have a certain slang.
I don't think yo is a...
It's a universal word, exactly.
I don't think it's an inherently black or ethnic or urban...
I wish I could make this shit up.
Okay.
I wish I could make
this That's like saying peace is only for hippies, but whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Or dude, or bro.
Yeah. I mean, I use bro all the time.
Exactly. I've gotten that from bro as well. Like, oh,
right.
You never say bro. I say it all the time, actually.
Yeah.
Just not to you. So it's like it can be, nitpicking can be a problem. It can. And from firsthand experience, again, I love my fiance, but she nitpicks.
Right.
She does. She nitpicks.
Yeah, so I mean, so I can say that. So back to it being when it comes to dating. I mean, if you can look past, I mean, you have standards, you have guidelines, which is great, but they shouldn't dictate who you see. It shouldn't be like a checklist. Like, okay, you have to be a certain way. A certain way. It's unrealistic. It's called unrealistic expectations. Nitpicky people, and it's crazy. Now, yes, I have a guideline for what I consider a woman of substance to be. There are traits that I'm looking for, but it's not a checklist. If you don't have all of it, I'm moving on. No. If you have the majority of them, or at least enough that count, absolutely. And I'm telling you right now, it goes the same way with men. I mean, you need to just like have your standards. I'm not saying don't have standards. What I am saying though is that do not be rigid about them. Let them guide your decisions. Don't make them dictate your decisions. That's all I can say about nitpicking.
Yes.
All right. Now, part 4, your self-esteem is too high. You regard yourself way too highly. You think your shit doesn't stink. Oh God, man, those stush girls. What? Man. Jesus Christ. Some women, I will never date a guy with kids. It's just not me.
That's 2 out of 4 on this list so far
which is
for
funny
me.
because I what I found that to be quite disheartening because I thought it was only a guy thing. I thought guys are the ones that run away from women with kids. When women run away with guys with kids,
No,
but not
bro,
just
it's
no,
women
yeah,
too.
but not just guys with kids. They run away with the guys with kids who actually do right by their kids, who have their kids. I've seen that it's easier for a guy with kids who probably has weekends and never sees his kids, but says he has kids to get a woman than a guy who says he has kids, has them half the time, has them, does their dude. For some reason, that's not, I mean, admirable or attractive to some women. And not even just talk about the those are girls. No, some real women have sat down and said, you know what, yeah, I'm not really feeling that.
I've even heard piggyback what you just said. I've even heard women in the past when I was doing my dating thing say to me that, oh, you would put more time with your kids than me.
Oh my God, yes. That is probably the most selfish thing I ever heard.
And my response to her back then was, you're absolutely right. I would. Have a nice day.
That's what's
like,
up.
Come on,
That's
man.
what's up. That's what's
you want
up.
me to you want me to put my seed aside just to go ahead and please you, which 9 times out of 10, because of that comment you just said, you're probably going to be some bougie materialistic.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you got to get off your high horse, and it's for the guys too. Who thinks they're chiseled and they're God's gift to women. It's not the way it works.
It goes both ways. You're right.
There's nothing wrong with self-esteem, self-confidence, nothing like that. Actually,
Absolutely.
I was very open about my insecurities on another podcast, Friends with Issues, about how I feel about of course, my weight and certain other things, and but just because I have a little bit of insecurity doesn't mean that I don't feel self-worth. I am a catch. Sorry. I bring a lot to the table,
allegedly.
but I'm in yes, allegedly. But I don't, in any way, shape, or form, think that I'm better. Now, don't get me wrong. I will be quick to tell a woman I don't need a woman. I like a woman. There's nothing a woman could do for me that I don't do for myself.
Exactly.
But
magic words, folks.
What exactly?
Magic words.
I want. I don't need a relationship. I don't need to be married. I don't need to be engaged. I'd like to be married. I'd like to be engaged. I'd like to have a relationship. But I don't need it because there's nothing a woman can do for me that I'm not already doing for myself and for my kids. So let's put that on the table right there. But that doesn't mean I have high self-esteem like that. Like too high, like high horse thing. Like no woman is going to be good enough for me because I can do it on myself. No,
exactly.
That's not what I'm saying. So I have self-worth. But there are some women and some men, but some women who think that they're slamming hot and they deserve to be treated like. And I go back to it. Some women who are so bold to say, I need to be. I feel love from materialistic things, from to be shown and wealth and money. I see these on sites. How do you how do you feel love? Oh, by receiving gifts. That's literally what it says. I feel love by receiving gifts. I'm just like, what?
That's not.
What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, that's not how it's supposed to be.
So, no high self-esteem. Again, I'm not saying humble. No, I am saying humble myself, but don't have such standards for yourself. Don't believe self-worth is one thing, but never think too highly of yourself that people are beneath you in dating, especially if they're not exactly what you're looking for. Because let me tell you right now, some of the best relationships you can have are people that you did not expect to make a change in your world. And there are some women who have passed me up because they looked down upon me, that I was beneath them.
The word is called humble. Be humble.
Yeah, be humble, but still know your self-worth. All right. Here's the other one. The conversely, your self-esteem is too low. Now, I've heard from the grapevine that a man with low self-esteem or no confidence is a complete turnoff to women. Have you heard that, Joe?
Yes.
Yes.
I have heard that, and the reason why I'm saying yes is because that has happened to me.
I've had one.
I mean,
so low super low self-confidence.
Ironically enough, and
because when the light hits you just right, you're a good-looking man, but only when it hits you just right.
Coming from a guy who, you know what? Never mind. And
that's right. Keep on shut. I'm the king.
This is why I love this guy. I will say this, that there was an actual example, and man, you're making me bring up the person that I don't want to talk about. But it had happened. It had happened actually in an instance where I had first met her, ever seen her before in my life.
Right.
and it was at an event that I was going to from a good friend, which I'm still friends with. Shout out to Jamal Science, and I had went to go see him perform, and she was there. I could not muster up the confidence to speak to her at all by myself. I had that day. I felt this small, and I'm holding my hands to the smallest amount with this least space coming through my fucking fingers.
I mean, being intimidated is one thing.
No,
and
it's not intimidation.
Intimidation is fleeting.
I don't think it was intimidation. I think no, I maybe I'm.
I've been intimidated by women before, but
Yeah.
that's a momentary thing. It's like, oh my god, I might even talk to them, but it doesn't impact it doesn't mean I'm low self-esteem. It means
I don't think I'm
particular
being.
event.
I don't think I'm being a bitch about it, or was being a bitch about it back
Right.
then. But I feel like my confidence level, because normally before that and even after that, I was good. Like I was fine. I had no issues. I was on top of it when it came to talking. Conversations would be there. For some reason, and I guess you could. Maybe it is intimidating. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's
intimidation to me.
Maybe it is a little intimidation. But my confidence level on that day, I had to ask one of her best friends, which is a friend that I've known since I was in my teens.
Right.
That we still talk to, and I had to ask her to go ahead and make the connection on that very same day. So, and then even having to speak, my confidence level was a little bit like, oh my god. So it kind of hit me in the face that day. Especially after that, I had a different level of confidence, only because I guess there was a little sprinkle of intimidation that also hit me. So I guess it worked out. It gave me that spark that I needed afterwards to be like, hey, fuck this, I got this, and I'm walking tall. I'm talking. I'm gonna go ahead and fucking talk to whoever I want to, and
Right.
muster up the confidence and energy to go do it. I had a different, I guess, quote unquote, swag to myself, which I've actually been told about that before as well.
So it's funny because also low self-esteem is also when you ask your things, when somebody does something for you, it goes, why do they want to date me? What do they want from me? Is this a prank? Stuff like that. And it's funny because I've had a woman or two sit there and be like, well, why do you like me? Like, why do you like me? What do you like about me? I'm just like, can we just not, and say we did? Like, why are we asking this question?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, okay. I think
that always goes left field. That question.
You're exactly. I think you're intelligent. You make me laugh. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. That question, yes, it makes you insecure. And I've been around someone. I've never. I may have asked myself, what the hell is this girl doing with me? But that's just me personally. I've never actually asked them why they're dating me. But yeah, when you have to ask those questions, when you think it's too good to be true, one, it shows a glaring lack of what your love life has been or what you've been through. But it's also unfortunate because you don't see your own, again, self-worth. This actually keeps going back to self-worth. I keep trying not to say the same thing over and over again, but that's what it is. But
it goes back to it regardless.
It's self-worth. It's so, if you're having low self-esteem, you might need to first, again, and I have to keep saying this, check yourself before you start dating again, because you can't base those insecurities on a new relationship. It is terrible and crushing for a guy or a girl, but for a guy to have to deal with a woman who is second-guessing herself, second-guessing your intentions, and then letting all those people whisper into their ear about, what you may or may not be doing. It drives a guy nuts because I understand you're insecure, but it is not my place to have to build you up. Not yet, not in the beginning.
No, yeah.
Especially
not in the fucking beginning.
Especially when I'm not the one that puts you down. Whether it's some other guy or it's yourself, you can't expect me or any guy to be like, all right, let me prop you up and show you loved.
That's something that you have to do yourself.
Yes. It has to be from you.
Yes.
And if you're feeling that kind of way, baby girl, you need to not be dating. I can't say this enough. You need not be dating. You need to make sure that you're feeling good yourself. Yeah. All right, number 6, you're too mysterious. You don't embrace vulnerability. All right, here's a funny thing. This is how I turned off a chick, okay? There was this slamming hot girl that my
How did I know it was going to be an example? This was going to be an
no,
example.
man, listen. Slamming Hot Girl, my friends were trying to hook me up with. It was their neighbor. I mean, she's an aspiring model, gorgeous, gorgeous black girl. I mean, oh my God, gorgeous. And there was, I want to say there was an interest there from her to me. She was intrigued by me, and I was absolutely digging her, right? And we were vibing one night. No, we were vibing a couple of times. She actually appears in one of my videos, one of my Shut Up, I Love It videos, and unfortunately, every time because she has a kid too, but she lives next door. Every time she dips out to go see her kid, I had to leave. You know, it happened. I swear to God, I didn't plan this shit, but it would happen 3 times in a row. All right, 3 times. It happened the first time I met her. It happened the second time I saw her at, I think it was a Friendsgiving kind of thing, and then it happened again at this party that we were having, right? At the same friend's house, and we were sitting there, we were drinking off of each other's cup, we were vibing, right? And she had to leave. This is hours later. She had to leave to go tend to her kid because her kid's next door, but the kid was a teenager, so it's okay. And she was taking forever to come back, but just like the last time, well, I had to go. You know, I forgot the reason why. I think it's I
Right.
had my boys, or if I had to, whatever. And so I left, and it's the 3rd time she left. I came back and I was gone. So this time she actually messaged me. She goes, I said, hey. She goes, hey, you're gone again. And I thought I was being silly, and I said, well,
What the fuck did you say?
I said, I'm just keeping things. I said, I'm just trying to be mysterious to pique your interest. Is it working? And hold on. And all I got was red. Never heard from her again. I haven't spoken to her since that day. I even said Happy Mother's Day the other day. It's just red. So
damn, you really fucking did something to her then.
I was just joking. I mean, it just happened to work out that way. Where each time she had to dip out for longer than half an hour, I had to go, and you know, I just all right. Well, I was dipping out.
So was she got upset because you left?
She didn't get upset. I don't think she was upset at all. I just don't think she liked my answer. I don't think because I said I'm being mysterious. You just to pique your interest. Is it working? And she's never answered. So maybe she didn't like the comment. Maybe she didn't get the joke. Maybe some guy. Maybe she thought I was going back to a woman. Maybe I had somebody. I don't know, because why else do you keep disappearing at a certain not a certain time, but every time I'm gone, I come back. You're gone. Like if you're really single or whatever. But I have kids, you know, and she knew that.
So you know, yeah, she knows the deal.
And one of the other times I had my equipment with me, so I guess she assumed that if I was really digging her, I wouldn't just dip out like that. I'd probably wait for her to come back and then say bye. And I get it, but it wasn't. I swear to God, it just played out that way those 3 times. Like you left to go do what you need to do next door, and you took forever to come back, and I had to go. So, and I didn't know which next door, and I was gonna knock on your door. I just left. I said, all right, peace. I'll see you again, kind of thing. And so that's what I find funny. When it said you're being too mysterious, I'll never forget that. I told her, I'm being mysterious to pique your interest. Is it working? And all I got was seen on Instagram.
That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up.
I probably turned her off. I get it, but
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like you probably turned her off by that joke, and she didn't catch the joke.
She didn't catch the joke,
which makes more sense to me in this situation, because like some women, like you'll be
because she doesn't know me. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't know me to get my humor.
Right,
you know
exactly. The humor is not there for her, so it's
not. She probably didn't get it. And you know what the thing though, and I don't feel bad about it, because back in the day, Jason used to be very quiet, humble, and when you met him, you didn't meet the real me. You met my representative. Then one day I said, I kind of dig myself. If you can't handle all of me up front, then you don't need to get any of me. So now when I meet people, I give them all of me. All the humor, like the sarcasm, the humor, the wit, the intelligence, the controversial talking. I give you it all.
Why hold back?
Exactly. Because if you can't handle it, then I'm not going to dole it out slowly. And I used to do that. Or in my 20s, I'm telling you right now, I used to just give you a little bit at a time. Oh, super sweet. You're going to, how are you? No. Now it's what's going on, yo? What's up? Okay.
Yeah.
The earth is flat. That's it. I just throw it out there. See what happens. So
it is flat.
So that's what happened. So anyway, if you're being too mysterious, in other words, if you're mystery up here, it's an attractive trait to a point. But if you're like, you can't answer text messages at a certain amount of time, or you wait days to answer.
No, you're not being mysterious. You're just being a fucking jerk.
That's being shady too. But I mean, that like that's what it is. You know, you cannot attract anybody when you're like not
being a fucking jerk.
Yeah, being a jerk or keeping things to yourself and not being able to express yourself either, because it's also about not being vulnerable. Can you express yourself? And
Yeah.
that's for guys, it's a thing.
Honestly, we're fucking grown adults at this point. If you're dating in the world, like, stop being mysterious.
Yeah.
Cut it out. Like, either you want me or you don't. Show interest or you don't show interest.
Oh God, that's the right phrase. Take it or leave it. Are you digging me?
Exactly.
That's date. If you're not digging me, don't play games with me. You're absolutely right.
Come on, man. That mysterious bullshit. What are we in high school? Come on, cut that shit out.
Oh,
If any high schools listen to this, you can go ahead and do that during those years because it's not taken serious.
You can play aloof all you want then, but eventually you're gonna meet people and be like, "Look, check it out. Are we doing this or like?"
And that's my point. Yeah, you're gonna find people that are gonna be on and off. You're gonna sleep with probably many people in high school. You know, it's gonna be going like a fucking Ferris wheel. So being mysterious is perfectly fine. But once you get into college and you now are 21 and older, you're an adult.
Yeah.
Cut that shit out because
don't make jokes about it either, because then a hot girl will never answer you again.
Yeah, so. Never, man. Like don't leave a girl on red when she's taking interest in you.
Yeah,
and this is speaking like from a guy's standpoint. Cause I've done that before. I was a jerk back then, and even actually not I'm not gonna say anything as opposed to like all guys who do this are assholes, because I am one of those guys that did that.
Yes.
So like don't leave a fucking woman. At least be man enough to explain to her, even if you say something like, "I don't like your face." You're being honest. You're being fucking honest. Like, just say, "Oh, I don't like the way you look," or "I don't think it's gonna work out," or "I have just way too many things going on in my life." At least she has the decency to know that you are being honest. Don't be mysterious.
I'm actually gonna text you right now the Instagram URL of the girl I was talking about in that story.
Oh my god!
So you can see who it is. No, because you would respect me. You'd be like, "Damn, Jay," But you tried. But I'm sending you so you can check it out later. Not now. Check it out later.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Okay, but you'll see it. You'll be like, "Damn, Jay, that was you. Oh, that was almost you." I was like, "Yeah, I think so."
Wait, that's the girl on the
yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah. Why? You know her?
No,
she's attractive.
She's fucking hot.
Yes, she is. She's beautiful. Dog, she's beautiful. And she's down to earth. She's not like, when I say model, not one of those bougies. She's down to earth. She was cool people. But it is what it is. I don't even know if the friends still hang out with her anymore, because they don't even talk about her anymore. But you see her on a couple of commercials too. I've seen her on a couple of commercials. I'm like, God damn it. That was wifey right there. Yeah.
Wow. Oh wait, she was in a commercial. I'm sorry. We're on a
go for
podcast.
It.
I'm just looking at, like, she's on a commercial with Shaq and shit.
Yep. Yeah, she's legit. She's legit. You'll see her if you go to Shut Up I Love It. Follow. If you go to Shut Up I Love It, episode, the Mandalorian episode, you'll see her in that episode, because that was the first day I met her. So,
really? So she's a Star Wars fan?
No, not really. She just happened to want to hang out, and we were filming. She's like, "Yeah, can I get in this?" I'm like, "Yeah, get in it. Let's do it." So it would have been great.
Wow.
We have the same interest in media. Like when I say it was a match, it could have been a match made in heaven. We could have been a power couple had either I not screwed it up, or maybe she found somebody else who caught her eye. Who knows? But that's what it is. All right, the final one is number 7. You're too independent, and this right here is what is the reason why I'm single. What many people say is that I am too independent. I am, there's nothing for a woman to do when they're with me. You know what I'm saying?
Who are you supposed to depend on as a single dad, especially as a single dad?
I'm not, but Joe, you and I aren't typical single fathers. When you think of a single father, you think of a guy who sees his kids every other weekend. You think of a guy who pays child support. You think of a guy that makes that doesn't.
That's true. Yeah.
When you think of single parent, and no, it's true. Also, baby daddy. It's also a baby daddy. But when you think of single father, you think of baby daddy. You think of baby daddy. You think of child support. You think of every other weekend.
Right.
What we embody, where our kids are with us more often than not, if not full time, that's not the norm. At least not the image you get in your head. So.
Right.
So, yeah, I agree. But when you hear single father, you're like, okay, well, he probably has his kids every once in a while. When I tell women, no, man, my kids are with me either 50% to 99% of the time. They're like, what? Where's their mom? So the mom's around, but, whether they prefer to be with or not, or however the situation is, they just end up being with me more often than not, and I don't mind. You don't mind, but then how do you do? I said, I'll figure it out. I said, it's life. I cook every day, every blasted day. That's life. So
Right.
I've been, the last couple of females that I were involved with, they couldn't even cook. Like, you can cook. I said, yeah, you can't raise kids on fast food. It's too expensive. So of course I know how to cook. Of course I know how to maintain a household.
Like, it's so shocking. Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand that. It's so shocking that you do all these things.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you supposed to do? Sit on your ass and not see your kids at all?
Yeah.
Like,
But
what are you supposed to do?
But that's the norm, though, when you think of it. And we are atypical fathers, though, Joe. You have to understand, we are
Right.
atypical fathers. There are more of us out there, I found out. But still, it's not the norm. We have not reached a critical mass where when you hear a guy, he has kids,
Right.
you can immediately go to, well, is he a good father or a bad father? It's usually, he probably doesn't see his kids ever. I mean, to this day, I still have people thinking that I only have my kids. Well, you see like on the weekends? No. Monday through Friday.
Right.
Maybe some Saturdays and definitely all the Sundays.
Right.
So, no, what do you mean? But I see them all the time, So it's a weird thing. But that's number 7 is absolutely 100% why I'm still single, is that I am too independent when it comes to my life. And my table is set. My placemats are there. The meal is there. All I need you to do is come sit down. I don't need you to even bring a bottle of wine. And that's my problem. It's funny because this was years ago, before I became like uber, like I couldn't give a shit of whether I get married or not. I was an older woman, probably like 8 years my senior. And I invited her over and I cooked the meal. I made a dessert. I set up the placemats. I put the placemats away. I did everything like that. And here I am. She's watching the movie and I'm washing the dishes. She goes, no. I'm putting the tables away. And she started washing the dishes. I said, no. Leave it alone. I got it. Don't worry about it. She's like, well, why? I said, no, don't worry. Just have a seat. Have a seat. And she goes, Jay, you've been too single for too long. I said, why do you say that? I said, because you don't even accept any help. I said, what do you mean? It's like, I just wanted to help, whatever. And you really like just, you kind of just pushed me out of the kitchen and you wouldn't let me do anything. I said, well, you're my guest. She's like, no, you've been too single for far too long because you won't even accept any help doing these domesticated things. And you have your own way of doing things. And it's like I think she had stacked some things some way and I unstacked them and did it my way kind of thing.
Right.
I didn't even realize I did this. So,
right.
I mean, we me and her hung out a little more afterwards. It didn't go anywhere. But that was the first time I realized, holy crap, I'm getting really stuck and entrenched in my way. And believe it or not, when I sit here and I think about this, I'm podcasting with my boy right now. How many women will just let me say, okay, babe, I got to go for about 2-3 hours. I'm going to sit in front of my computer and talk to a screen. You know what I'm saying? How many women are going to let me do that?
I tell you one thing right now.
Yeah.
There are certain women who, if you're in it for a long time, they don't mind at all. But if you're in the beginning stages and they see that you run a production studio and have a podcast, you better plan out that time accordingly.
That's what I'm saying. And don't get me wrong, you make time for who you want to make time for, but I also have priorities. And my studio it's my kids and it's my studio. That's my priority. Any woman that comes, you're gonna be number 3 in line. Now you may be equal to my studio eventually, but you're never gonna surpass my studio because that's my dream. That's my goal. I've been working on it for 10 years. So, and my kids will always be my kids, there's just no way around that. So you'll never be you might be number 2.5. And that right there is a turnoff. I'll never be number 1 or I'll never be number 2. Your studio would either always be just as important or more important than me. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. This is 10 years of investment. Now, once you give me a good 10 years with us, then sure, you can surpass my studio if I give up on my dream. But that's reality. So yeah.
But this should also be something that they appreciate and like. You have a man that likes to
that's
do
ambitious.
Something.
Yes.
That's ambitious and likes to do what makes it, makes.
But I've met women that see ambition as a negative. Word to me.
Yeah.
Some women have seen that if you're ambitious, that means you're never satisfied. That's what they say. And a man that's too ambitious is never satisfied. Meaning that if you're with me, somehow you turn, because ambition is more career, is more, in my opinion. How you can see an ambitious man means that he'll never be satisfied with you as a woman, and he'll always be looking for something better. That's a giant leap. To me, ambitious is more like a career type of thing. It has nothing to do with relationship and love and women. I don't see how you made that leap. But yes, I've met, I think, at least 2 women who saw my ambition as a negative. That means, well, you're focused, whatever, and it's you'll never be satisfied. What?
Exactly.
Yeah. What? So you want a guy that's stagnant? I don't understand.
Exactly. You want a guy that's complacent with doing nothing.
The fact that I have a dream and a goal that I'm working toward, and I want to keep hitting the next level, that's a problem. So yeah, being too independent is an issue for me, and I do know that, and I won't apologize
Nothing.
for it.
I, as your best friend,
Yes.
think that's. I mean, I'm not dating you. Never will because you're not my type. But I think
Well,
you.
I'm black. What do you mean?
Oh, good one. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
oh.
Good one. Good one. A good one. I think that.
You're not my type because you're not Asian. Chink your eyes up for me, baby. Go on.
I look fucking like an idiot.
Terrible.
You have the qualities that a woman should want, especially nowadays.
See how you say you phrase that? You see how you phrase that? What a woman should want. I love
I
that you
know,
said
I
it
know,
like
I
that
know.
because
I
it's
hate
not
using
true.
that fucking word too because right, it is.
Yeah.
That's my point. And it sucks because like I said, I don't know. As far as I know, the women that I know as friends and even my current fiance, like doing nothing. The times that I told my current fiance, like, hey man, I'm doing a podcast with Jay. I'll be on for like at least an hour or two. She's like, go ahead, leave me alone. She literally she loves it. She loves when I go out. She loves when I have this podcast. She loves when I'm like even playing my video games on my spare time, or even
Yeah,
having
because
a
you're
like
not a
just
harass.
exactly.
It gives her when you're distracted, it gives her her own time.
But you pick and choose your battles because of the fact that we can do this now because we've been together for almost 4 years.
Right.
This is a long term committed
Right.
relationship. Now, when you obviously meet someone for the first time, doing that may be a little hard depending on the type of woman that you are with.
That's
Some
why
women
I have to find. You got to find somebody just as independent or who has just as ambitious or has their own goals as
just
well.
as it
So
exactly.
while you're pursuing your dream, they're not sitting there feeling neglected. That's the craziest thing, though, because
Right,
I've had that
right.
issue. I've had that issue. But I think one of the best girls I ever had was this Asian girl, and she'd come over and she'd play Candy Crush for 3 hours straight while I'm editing and in my house, and she wouldn't mind. It was great. It was great. I came over, did a little whatever, went back to my editing. She didn't mind. So it's
It
tricky.
depends.
But
It
yeah, for
depends.
me, the biggest
Yeah.
issue that I have, the biggest obstacle is I'm too independent, and that I'm set in my ways. And it's not that I don't compromise, and it's not that I don't see other ways, other options, but I value mine more because it's what I've been
Absolutely.
doing. So it's that I know is one of the reasons why I'm still single. So all right, that's it. That's 7 reasons. Seven seven brutally honest.
Brutal.
Shut up. 7 brutally honest reasons why you're still single. Again, this article comes from Thought Catalog.
Thought catalog.
Thought Catalog.com. So check it out. It's an old one though. Final thoughts before we get out of here.
It's a good fucking list right there, man. I tell you that right now.
I mean, it's a generic list though. It's nothing nothing that was said on that.
I know,
was
but you have
eye-popping. That's like
probably
common sense.
you probably have people that don't have common sense listening to us. No offense, I love you guys, but let's be real. Like, not many people out there have the common sense to know these simple, basic 7 things. Like, this is something that you should know when you are dating or about to date.
Yes,
I mean,
true.
like, you need to. That's why when Jason said before earlier, when you said earlier when you were like, pretty much be humble and find yourself. It's not a cliche or some Disney fucking quote. This is an actual thing. Like,
Right.
before you start dating and before you make these mistakes, whether it be nitpicking or being too insecure or having no confidence, you should probably go ahead and be by yourself. Because I've read I was reading an article lately, recently, I should say, where it says being by yourself is one of the best things you can do. And I'm not talking about being like not just being single. I'm talking about like literally being on a vacation by yourself, a beach, in your own room, like having a going to a
yes and no because an idle mind can be very, very
dangerous.
detrimental. Yes, dangerous to a person. An idle
It
mind.
can.
They say an idle mind is a devil's plaything, and an idle mind. So yeah, being alone and single is fine, but you got to keep yourself. You can't be swallowing in your crapulence. You need to actually be like doing something.
Well, for someone like me, I love, especially now, I love my fucking time by myself and alone because for some reason it feels tremendously good in more ways than one. And not to put anything against my relationship because I'm super duper happy. However,
Allegedly.
being allegedly being by myself. Being by myself is probably one of the most satisfying things I have had the privilege of doing. I'm sorry.
Right.
It is, man. It is. I literally.
Well, you value your alone time because you aren't alone. There's a difference,
Right.
So I don't value my alone time because I'm always alone. Not lonely. I'm always alone. So I don't value my alone time like you.
Well, be in my world, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, your world is it's
my
something
God,
special.
it really is.
I need an update on the rest of that. Okay, let's wrap it up. Okay, well, that's it for Last of the Nice Guys. 7 brutally honest reasons why you are single. I'm Jason,
and I am Joe.
and stay tuned to listen to our end credits thingy. It tells us where to find us on social media, and that's about it. So thank you for your time.
The Last of the Nice Guys. Follow, like, and subscribe on Twitter and Instagram at Last Nice Guys, Facebook.com/Last Nice Guys, or email lastoftheniceguys@yahoo.com.
This is an audio production of Vibe Revelation Studios, the cure for your common day. VibeRevStudios.com.